Hi there, my name is Birdie and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly overview for this week, commencing the 27th of July 2020. Now, last week we had all systems launch. We had Hexagram 46 pushing upwards, encouraging us to seize the moment, to grow, to lean into the processes, trying to help us to move forward and make great progress. So what did progress look like for you last week? And of course, we were asked to pay attention to the long term, the progress that helps us go the long distance. Where are we going over the long term? And what is the step-by-step endurance we need to build into our week to think differently about that long term? Right, well, this week, very interesting. This week, our hexagram, our first transformation of change, is hexagram 11 peace. And we had this hexagram the week before last. And of course, once again, we are seeing these cycles of interconnecting cycles. We have, of course, for the month of July, our outcome hexagram, our second phase of transformation of change was hexagram 11. And here we are in the last week of July, and we finish up the month with this hexagram 2. I just am sometimes speechless when it comes to the patterns that play out for us in life. And here we see this pattern too. So you will know very well, because we have spoken about this hexagram a lot over the last few weeks, that hexagram 11 peace is all about the moment where things line up. Heaven is on earth. There's synergy, the gates open, we have the chance to step into the new, to be expansive, to not be small and little and accumulate and adapt to the world around us, but to be bold and brave. And it's like that portal, that stargate is opened up, and you're a star trooper and you step through that portal into a totally new phase of your life. So we have had this flow of change with us the whole of July, a week before last, and here it is again. So if there's anything that's incomplete in stepping into this portal, being the star trooper and seizing the moment to leap galaxies, now is the time to finish that off. A wonderful hexagram, a moment for us to really feel the sense that things are connected, that they're lined up, that finally things are starting to make a little bit of more sense, and we can now step into that flow of change and seize the moment. And if you haven't yet seized the moment, if you haven't yet seen what is this future self that is being born, is being conceived and created for you, now is the chance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to seize this moment as we both finish July with the outcome of 11 peace, and we focus this week on this flow of change too. So we have two changing lines for this week. We have one in the 4th and the 5th position. So let's unpack what these specific little focus points, these pops of change that are trying to get our attention. The line in the 4th position tells the story of a little bird in the nest. Okay, we are the little bird in the nest, and we were perched on the end of the nest, and we have to fly. It's time to leave the nest, and we're a little bit fearful. So as we start off this week, one of the things that the I Ching is asking us to pay attention to as this connection is made, as the portal opens, is that it's now time to act. It's time to move. And just acknowledge that you might feel like this little bird who is terrified to leave the nest of the unknown, this new beginning, this has opened up, right? And our task is to fly, okay? Not to hide in the nest and be safe and be small, like we've seen in many other hexagrams that caution us against being bold and expansive. This is not the time. The thing with this little bird is a little bird can call upon its neighbors to help. So this is like calling upon the resources, your friends, your support group, your social circle, whoever these neighbors represent for you, is calling on them to help you just take the leap, because you must take the leap. And it is the flying that comes by taking the leap that is the gift awaiting us all. So we've got to take the leap. If you feel fearful, you need help to shove yourself off the edge of this nest to fly, call upon your neighbors to help you to do that. One of the ways of thinking about this changing line, as I sat thinking about what this might mean practically, is think about this time period we've been in this lockdown phase. And of course, depending where in the world you are, you've got varying stages of lockdown. Perhaps you're going back into a second phase. And we've got so acclimatized in some bizarre way to being insular in our own homes, of being cared for and covered in cotton wool and staying away from the virus and the world. And now it's time to actually leave that nest and start reintegrating back into the world as things reopen up and expand again, and there's fear attached to that. So there might be for you a particular support around this reopening up and this re-engaging in the world, in a new world we don't yet understand. And that might be a way of understanding what this line means. Either way, whether it's your business where you're now needing to take a leap into something new, you're the little bird, you can fly. It's just that trying to get off the edge of the nest and take the leap that is essential at this time. This week is the week we leave the nest. And then our next changing line in the 5th position, beautiful changing line. It refers to the beautiful harmony and union of things connecting, of almost like a sacred marriage of sorts taking place where everything lines up, the connection is made, the support is there, the door opens. You can imagine the Stargate, woo, if you're a sci-fi fan, and there the new galaxy is for you. You can see it through the hole, and how wonderful it is. Everything is connecting. So, really powerful process, almost a transition from where we were the week before last, where we had the changing line in the 2nd position, which said we might be feeling a bit alone and isolated and or surrounded by people that are not up to the challenge, and our task is actually just to go for it on our own anyway. Here there's a sense of there's neighbors to help us get off the nest, the Stargate is open and the flow is there, and we are just connected and drawn forward into where we need to be. Our second flow of change, our second transformation that this week is aiming to make us focus on, is Hexagram 43, Breakthrough. This hexagram is also called deciding and parting. It's a very interesting hexagram, and it literally means making a vigorous decision and executing that decision. You'll see from the shape of the hexagram, we have a whole lot of male yang lines pushing up from the bottom, and one last little female line right at the top, a little bit of resistance, and our task is just to use that last little bit of energy to push through and make the breakthrough. Decide and part. So this week, part of this process of the Stargate opening and all this process happening is making a critical decision, announcing that decision, and getting on with it. So what does the bird jumping out of the nest mean? What decision does that mean? And where do we need to be decisive? This is not a hexagram that waits for more information. This is a hexagram that says, make a decision and go. Now, now, now. Sense of urgency around the decision that you need to make and acting on the decision. And in doing that, huge energy comes and flows in to support you. So either there's an important decision you need to make, the connection is there, the portal opens up, we make a decision, we take action. Or what you're being called to do is to be decisive in your actions. Okay, so this is where we make decisions and we take action. So it's either an important decision you need to make, or as an energy is being decisive and active in moving forward and doing what needs to get done. No time to procrastinate, no time to hold back. The force of flow of change is with you to go for it, make the decision and fly out the nest. Really powerful week for us to really accelerate and really break through something and make progress into the next phase that's really important for us to do. And of course, a doubling down on this hexagram 11 of peace, allowing us to really feel a sense that things are lined up, we're going in the right direction, so things can now start moving forward. Wishing you a wonderful week, working with this excellent energy to help us move forward. Last week we had more progress, now there's even more progress, there's decisions, we can fly. And if you would like to, please don't forget to put your question into the I Ching giveaway. It's only a few days left. It finishes at the end of July. Put your question into the giveaway and let's see if you are the lucky winner to get your question answered by the I Ching. It can be any question on any topic whatsoever. Whatever's meaningful and important to you, put your question in. Other than that, I will see you on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for our daily stories. And I really encourage you that if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. That helps me hugely. Or perhaps even share this with someone. Think about one person who could do with a bit of oomph for the week, and let's share. So thank you so much. I'll see you soon, because you know what? It's the end of July, which means the August overview is around the corner. I'll see you then. Cheers.